In today's video, we are going to talk about an update on our biofilm shrimp feeding method because, yeah, I've actually improved it. A lot of you guys commented on the last video that it didn't really work for you guys. And guys, I think I have figured out why it didn't work, right? So let's do that today. I want to ask you guys a question before we get started though, and that is, did you actually try the biofilm method that we did in the last video? If you did, let me know what your outcome was. How was it successful for you? Did it actually work or whatever? Let me know in the comment section below. So why should you trust what I say, right? So I'm Mark from Mark Shrimp Tanks. I have 100,000 plus subscribers on YouTube. I have probably 100,000+ members in my facekeeping group. I've written a couple of books as well that are in the description, wink wink, if you want to buy them. So what I should say in general for shrimp, you should maybe take into consideration, right? So let's get on to the bloody video. So guys, the cusp of the issue is simply the pH, right? It took me a little while to figure this out, but it was quite evident early on when I was doing this that there was an issue with tannins lowering the pH too much. And then I got into my head, well, what if we go the other way and we add a buffer? And yeah, it actually works magnificently, right? So I've been trialing raising the pH with a Sulawesi buffer for a good month, and guys, oh my god, it produces thick biofilm. Today I'm going to show you that as well, but we're actually going to produce a batch and you're actually going to see it on camera as well. And for this, guys, I recommend if you don't have like a Sulawesi buffer, go to the store and just get something like Seachem Up or something like that. It doesn't have to be reverse osmosis water you do this for. This biofilm growth is just for in this bucket, it's not for in your aquariums. So the source of water isn't particularly necessarily reverse osmosis water. But reverse osmosis will ensure that you keep the bacterial strain to your bacteria that you add in your bucket from your powder selection in the beginning, right? So if you use tap water, there's a risk, I have to put that out there, there's a little risk that you might reproduce some other type of bacteria. But if you stick to the bacteria powders recommended for our shrimp keepers, like Bacter A, dead shrimp powder and so on, then you shouldn't have an issue, right? So I would like you guys as well to tell me in the comment section if you've tried it with tap water and how did you get on. Before we get started though, let's go over what you will need. Let's do a little list. I'll put it up here and somewhere on the screen so you guys can see as well. I use a 20-litre bucket, but I'm actually going to reduce that to a 10-litre bucket, and that is simply because I don't think the amount of water I'm making is the right amount. It's like I'm just wasting water basically, so I'm going to reduce my water level to 10 litres. So you need at least a 10-litre bucket to make this work. You probably go smaller, but I have like a lot of shrimp tanks, so 10 litres is a good size for me. So you're going to need RO water, preferably, or something like tap water. As I said before, tap water, there's a little bit of a risk. You're going to need brown sugar, that is number 3. And the reason we choose brown sugar is because it has mineral content in it as well. It's not just sugar, which is quite important for bacteria to grow. You're going to need bacteria, that's number 4. For your actual culture to start, you're going to need a bacterial type. So I've always went with dead shrimp powder or Bacter AE. Let me just show you them quickly, or show you one of them quickly. This is Bacter AE here, and you get that at most shrimp shops nowadays. You're also going to need an air supply because you want to keep this mixture rotating. And of course, guys, you're going to need the medium in which your Bacter AE area is actually going to grow on, right? So my choice is banana leaves, which you guys have all seen before, that I grow and I dry and I use them in my shrimp tanks, right? So let's do this. Alright guys, let's add our water first because it will be the thing that we should start to get this all going, right? So I'm doing it up on a stool because we'll only need about 10 litres here. Doing it up on a stool just so it's easier for you guys to see. And then we need to add our buffer. So I'm using a buffer my friend gave me a long time ago that sat on a shelf, and it's just some Sulawesi buffer like this. Yeah, for 10 litres we only need about 1 scoop, right? And this will provide all the minerals for our bacteria to start to grow and colonize our leaves. Right, so we're also going to add in some Bacter AE like this, and I typically would do about 4 scoops, but because we're only using 10 litres of water today, I'm going to do 2 little scoops. And this is just my little scoop that I use here. That is from something else. I think it's from a test or something. Let's try 3. 2 or 3 is good for 10 litres of water. Put your lids on. And then we're going to add our sugar. I'm still going to stick to the teaspoon of brown sugar. As I said, this has got minerals in it, so you want to keep it like this. That's why I use it over plain sugar. You can use plain sugar, but it just won't be the same. Right, and then we're going to use a little spoon type device. I think this is for frying food. This is the thing I use, guys, that helps me mix the water for my reverse osmosis containers and whatnot, like this. I'm just going to mix it up. And we're going to put this on the floor, and we're going to add our air stone. And you want moderate flow. How many litres do we have? Right, so we have more than 10 litres. That's more than enough. I like to store it under here just because it's an easy place for me to put things. And let's add our leaves to this. Alright guys, so this is the banana leaves. You've seen me do this in my videos quite a few times. I want to show you just something that I'm doing a little bit different because yeah, my banana leaves are starting to build up in my tank, so I'm actually adding just a little bit too much too soon. And the way I like to do it, guys, is just like this. Look, it's like every 2 centimeters, about every inch. Just give it a little nick like this on the tough part of the banana leaf here. Like this. And then I'll break these into strips like this. Quite easy to do. Yeah, because I think I was slightly overfeeding with the leaves before. Because some of the tanks is taking an awful lot of time for the shrimp to get through the banana leaves. And yeah, you're just wasting banana leaves basically. Right? So what I do now, guys, is I use half the amount, right, and I cut them in half. So I cut them in half like this, right in the middle. And these are about 1 inch by about 5 inches, I would say, like this. So you're still feeding all the tanks, but you're using slightly less stuff. And I find this is just a better way, right? So these will go into our container down here, and we'll add some air. It's not millions and millions of flow, but you want to make sure that you give your leaves a good start like this. And then 3 or 4 days later, we'll come back and we'll see how our stuff has done. It has been exactly 3 days, and let's have a look at this biofilm and see if what we've done has improved anything. Let's have a look. Wow, look at that. You can actually see it grown. That's such a good picture. So there you have it, guys. The absolute best way to grow biofilm on leaves is to use a harder water buffer, something like for cichlids, and you'll get results like this. This is the best, by the way, that this has ever worked. So these are Neocaridina, these are cherry shrimp, and yeah, that biofilm on there is a good, what, 3 mil, 4 mil thick. I thought this would be another good tank to show you with this, because yeah, this tank is super healthy. Let's have a little look closer. You can clearly see the biofilm. In our last video that I showed you, there was the other leaf here. So these leaves get replaced once a week, and you can see how much the shrimp actually take them down.